Chapter Why We Are Doing This. Know your whys. Know what motivates you. John D. Lemon. Before we continue, I want to make sure that we are on the same page about the purpose of this book. Once I had a realization that had an enormous impact on my life. 6 years ago, I asked myself a very simple question that has changed my life. I asked myself, why do we plan our careers, our personal finance, but never plan our personal life? We seem to be very industrious and problem-solving orientated when it comes to almost every area of our life, but not to dating life. If we want to get a better job, we take courses. We go back to school to get qualifications and credentials needed for a better job. But when it comes to finding a partner, a mate, we believe that it is either a matter of destiny or luck. I was surprised to find out that there is a lot of guys who still believe in myth. When the time is right, I meet her. The whole topic of dating is covered with an atmosphere of mystery. It is something that is untouchable and magical. After watching romantic movies and reading romantic books, we have created an enormous pink bubble of self-delusion about dating life. Even thinking about how to improve your dating life jeopardizes your chances of meeting the one, true love, some might believe, as it takes a component of destiny out of it. Over the years, I met quite a number of people who believe that whether you meet somebody or not is not up to you. It is all in hands of higher forces or destiny. I remember I had a conversation with a successful businesswoman. I asked her a question. If you ever decide to get yourself a boyfriend, where will you be looking for him? She was very confused and said, it could not be planned. It is destiny. It has been puzzling me for years. Why our success in private life is left to some unknown force or destiny. It's so irrational. As for example, when we realize that we need to lose weight, we go to the gym, or we get ourselves a personal trainer, or at least we educate ourselves about healthy diet. But if somebody can find a suitable partner, he or she seems to trust to his destiny by thinking, then it is meant to be this way. It is my karma. I was a bad person in a past life. When you even begin to think of educating yourself about how to improve your dating skills, you may be labeled as a manipulator, a bad guy who takes advantage of poor, defenseless, innocent women, a terrible, a fearsome pickup artist. Boo-hoo. Somebody who looks like this guy. Please watch the following video in which one of the greatest dating coaches in the world, Alex Colson from Australia, tells his story of how he realized that he needed to work on his dating skills. I consider Alex to be one of the top experts on the dating. I'm privileged to say that I'm his year-long student. There was also another Alex, a teacher, the best attraction coach in Russia in my life. You have heard already now how I came across his work and what followed. The following is my translation of the parts from a bestseller, A Life Without Underwear, by Alex Leslie. Among other dating coaches whom I have studied and followed, Alex Leslie is the one who has had the most significant impact on my life. Why we are not taught how to be good with women and good with money. Ephraim, a millionaire who lives in Israel and Canada, makes his money in constructions, buying, selling real estate. He is also a venture capitalist. He was participating in one of my training seminars in Israel. He is 50 years old. In terms of his looks, he is average. He doesn't wear clothes that stand out. He always tries to keep his wealth in secret. He decided to go sightseeing in Jerusalem during the weekend, and he invited me to join him. He is an excellent guide and knows a great deal about the city. At a certain point, our conversation came to investments and seduction. Ephraim, when you're in school, you learn all kinds of things, but there are two most important ones are always left out. How to be good with money and how to be good with women. He studied both. He was learning how to be good with money from Warren Buffett. He learned how to be good with women from me. Ephraim, Alex, what you're doing is great. You give men a chance to practice skills of effective communication with women. I'm 50 and I have never seen anybody do it or teaching it. I was never taught it in school and neither at the university. You're the first person who can explain how to do it effectively. As effectively as I am when I'm handling my money. I'm very happy to meet you. It gives me second youth. Alex Leslie. Of course, you are absolutely right about it. All professors and teachers and psychologists and sexologists don't know how to be good with either of them. Otherwise, everybody would be millionaires and would be laying women as rock stars. They don't know what effective seduction is. And if they do, they know only theory. They are very far from practical application of it. Ephraim facilitates free training seminar on investments, which I have also attended. You can only get an invitation if you are his good friend. He does it because he wants people around him to be wealthy and happy. It is his mission. Ephraim, Alex, I attended your trainings, and I have learned effective principles of seduction. To my great surprise, they correlated one-to-one with the principles of successful investment. They are identical. For example, Warren Buffett recommends diversifying risks, and for stability in life, he advises you to invest into different projects. I also learned from him that when an investment object begins to get into a phase that will soon bring you to losses, he immediately sells it and buys the next one. He's not ready to invest in a company in order to make it grow again. He's ready to exchange it for a new one, the more effective one. During your training on seduction, you will say the same, but only with women. About women, I have never heard that anybody apply the same principles to women. The principles of an investment and seduction are absolutely identical. Alex Leslie. Ephraim, have you ever thought why people are using super effective techniques and methods in running business, managing their finances, but don't even think of trying to do it in private life? Ephraim, it's because of super negative belief that in private life everything has to happen by itself. It's up to destiny to decide. It's a matter of luck. The same kind of belief, but this time in regards to money, is held by 95% of all people. And it's not a secret that 95% of all people own only 5% of all money, and 5% owns 95% of all money in the world. Most people, end of the passage from Alex Leslie book, Life Without Underwear. Most people live in an invisible cage, as Che Guevara once said. People don't understand that all they do is work in order to pay taxes, mortgages. They never experience a true financial independence in their lives. The same 95% of men are going down the road that leads to nowhere in their relationships with women. They date women who use them as ATMs. They suffer in miserable relationships because they don't see any other options. And their answer is very simple. I will use excerpts from the book Mystery Method, Evolution Artist Handbook by Eric von Markovic. better known as Mystery, our fellow Canadian and one of the most respected teachers in the world of attraction. If you want to be a multimillionaire and have wealth mastery, you need the proven wealth building game plan, right? If you want the body of your dreams, you have health mastery and need a proven bodybuilding game plan too. Well, what if you want to have beautiful women in your life and have relationship mastery? I will give you a proven game plan for building a lifestyle rich with choice, and if you allow me, I'll be your personal mentor to see that you learn it thoroughly. Isn't that fascinating? The people who are coming from absolutely different backgrounds, who are in no way connected, and what is more important, who have achieved exceptional results in their field of expertise, talk in the same way about seduction and money making. Alex Leslie is one of the most successful dating coaches in Russia, best-selling author, and free millionaire. Mystery, the pickup artist, who was one of the founders of the pickup community and is a living legend and source for inspiration for millions around the globe. It's not a secret that pickup or seduction has a bad image. People perceive it as something bad, manipulating girls into something that is not beneficial for them. Well, let's watch this video clip and see if it tells us what it's all about. But let's listen. Let's listen to one of the most successful coaches and my teacher, Alex Wilson, has to say about it. In this book, I will share over 6 years of my experience of practicing dating in Russia and Canada. Follow me through it, and once you finish, you will be able to choose women you like, and not to settle. You will be able to attract women everywhere, instead of going out to crowded places at night and spending tons of money on drinks. End of chapter.